want to go over Jericho and, the wall that comes down. And I want to talk about the symbolism behind that. And I also want to talk about the power of the number 7. And at the end, I'll just go over how many times it's referenced in the Bible and what it actually means. Jericho in the story is the city, right? But it represents the right hemisphere of the brain. And I talk about this so much. That is what this Bible is talking about. It's teaching meditation and telling you that is how to reach enlightenment, right? So there is always a wall separating you from that city, right? Separating you from the right hemisphere of your brain, because we all move from the left part. And when you go into meditation, you do tap into the right part of your brain and you start to use that. So the only way to get past that wall is to march around 7 times, right? So that's what Joshua had to do. He marched around 7 times. That's what he instructed him to do. So the 7 is speaking of the chakras, or the nerve centers of the spine. In meditation, as we rise through the 7, we finally ignite the pineal gland of the brain. In the story, it represents where they shout, right? When they talk about shout, that is the pineal gland. So the wall comes down and we enter into the city, or the right hemisphere, the place of light. So I want to emphasize the power of 7 in the Bible, right? How many times is it represented? And that it really is representing the 7 chakras. And that is how you reach enlightenment, right? It's almost like turning on the switches for each one. Boom, 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 boom. Once you do, your pineal gland is like, boom, it's open. You fully see. So in the Bible, the 7 days of creation, right? God created the world in 6 days, rested on the 7th day. 7 churches in Revelation. 7 spirits of God representing the fullness of the Spirit. 7 seals, 7 trumpets, 7 lamps, 7 days of feast, 7-fold vengeance, 7-fold blessings. Also the 7 candlesticks. There's so much, and I think that's something we should pay attention to. Anytime it's talking about 7, it's talking about the 7 chakras within us. Also the 7 luminary planets, right? As above, so below. I always say this. Anytime it's talking about 12, it's talking about, right, the 12 zodiacs, the 12 cranial nerves, right? Jacob's sons, 12 of them, 12 cranial nerves. But I just wanted to go over that today. I don't want to take a long time because I do have to go. But I think it's so cool that you really can break all these stories down and understand that they are simply telling you to go into meditation, right? Close the Bible up. I had to learn this. Close the Bible up and go in there and meditate. Go in the closet and meditate, right? Less reading, more going within. And yeah, that's really the message I wanted to give today.